Hi guys, I hope you have reminded yourself today that you are fully seen, fully known, fully loved, and that you are blessed and covered. One of the things I'm learning through this journey that I'm on is you can't get attached to the old. You can't get attached to comfortable. You can't get attached to what was once working for you. That you resist what God is asking you to do new. It may not be comfortable. It may seem weird. It may seem, I've never done this before. I've never seen anybody do this before, especially not in my family. But you have to become so detached from the outcome that you are willing to pivot and be flexible and go forward even when you don't understand. Go forward when it doesn't make sense. Go forward when I have no reference for this. I have no idea how this is supposed to look like. I don't know who the connections I'm supposed to be with. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing it by myself. But you have to become so detached from your version of the outcome that you're willing to walk by faith, because that's what it is. There's no other way to do it. There's no other way to follow God. There's no other way to go forward to your next step without operating in faith, because He's never going to give us the whole picture. He only gives us just enough to make the next step. And if we're waiting for the perfect conditions, if we're waiting for everything to fall in line, if we're waiting for the right people to agree, if we're waiting for everybody to understand, if He gave it to you, then as long as you are sure that's what He's telling you to do, then you're going to have to move forward. You're going to have to lose some people. You're going to have to do it without people's approval, without their understanding. You're gonna have to just divorce yourself from the expectations of other people, of what it's supposed to look like, or what's comfortable for them, or what's uncomfortable for you. And you're gonna have to go forward anyway. Divorce yourself from the team, the set of people that worked for you in one season may not be the set of people that's gonna work for you the next season, and that's okay. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with those people. Just means for the next season, for where you're going next, they aren't the team members that are gonna come with you, and that's fine. We say, okay, wish you all the best, and we move forward. Not gonna get everybody's understanding. Not everybody's gonna be in agreement, and they don't need to be. Because if it's not their calling, then you really don't need their permission. You don't really need their cosign. You don't need their understanding. You need God's. So when God says, and you're sure that that's what God usually confirms. So you can differentiate between what you think is your voice, what's the camouflage, because the enemy hears too. He hears your prayers. He knows exactly what your heart desires are, because he studies us. So we have to be intentional about discerning, and the only way you can do that is by being in your word, so that you can know what's God's voice, what's your voice, what's the enemy's voice, what's your family's voice, and be able to differentiate them and know what to move forward with, when to pause, when to adjust, when to be still, when to go full speed ahead, all of those things. But those things only happen when you become embedded in His word, so that you hear His voice, you know His voice, you know what it feels like when His presence shows up, and you know what it feels like when His presence leaves, because that's important too. It's not just also about knowing when to go forward. It's knowing about when to stop, when to pivot, when to move, when to leave some places, when to leave some relationships, when to leave some connections, even if they're family members, even if they're people that you grew up with from you were a child. It's be so much more committed to the mission that God has you on than you are more committed to the people, than you are more committed to the tradition, than you are more committed to societal expectations. Be so much more committed to where God is trying to take you, because if He's the one directing your path, then you're fine. If He's the one taking you there, now that don't mean it's gonna be easy. That don't mean it's gonna feel good. That don't mean losing people or having to cut people off or having to go through isolation is comfortable or easy. It's not, because I'm going through that right now, and baby, loneliness is a real thing. Having to break up, or having to dissolve, or having to adjust to new normals is not easy. It's not easy when you're going through stuff and you wish you could just pick up the phone and call the people that you used to call, or the people that used to support you. You realize they don't support you anymore, or the things that were once a safe space is not a safe place anymore, and you have to adjust. That's not easy. That's not easy. Divorcing the old to walk forward to the new. And sometimes divorcing a relationship does not mean you end that relationship. It means you end the version of that relationship that wasn't working anymore, or the version of yourself you were in that relationship. You both need to acknowledge we're no longer those people. So where we're going, we're going to have to become something else. The way we communicate is going to have to look different. The things we tolerate is going to have to look different. The things that we entertain is going to have to look different. The time that we spend doing certain things, the length of time it takes us to forgive each other, that's going to have to change. So there's a lot of things that takes adjustment and takes time and takes recognition that there's some things need to be a divorcing while some things need to be a rebirthing, especially where relationships are concerned, family members are concerned. We may just have to readjust how we engage, and it's okay. That doesn't mean I'm mad at you or I'm any less appreciative of you. It just means I'm gonna have to give less time than I would have usually been able to give you. And sometimes it's better to communicate that so people don't just feel abandoned. Sometimes it's best to communicate that so people don't just feel like, oh, and they use the term, oh, she changed, or she start hype, or they become. No, that's not it. It's just I'm on a different path, I'm going a different direction, and it's going to require something different. It's going to look different, it's going to feel different. I don't have all the details, I don't fully understand, but this is where I'm headed. So I can give you a heads up. I'm not going to sit around waiting for your approval, but I am going to show you the respect to say this is changing, things are changing. You don't have to give details, you don't have to give explanations. Just know that I can't give you the version of me that I was, because of the version of me that I'm becoming, and because of what God is requiring of me to go forward. And growth is absolutely necessary, and people who are committed to stagnation can go with you. If you're trying to grow, if you're being intentional about growth, if God is being intentional about rooting you up, you have to be willing to disconnect. You have to be willing to disconnect. You have to be willing. You have to get good at goodbye. You have to get good at pivoting. You have to get good at being uncomfortable. And I can't stress that enough, because being uncomfortable is gonna become your new normal. Learning to be comfortable in the discomfort is the hardest lesson. Learning to be obedient quickly, it's a hard lesson. Learning to not have to debate, not have to have all the steps, not to have it all figured out, but still be convicted that you know it's time to move forward. Those are all challenging, but absolutely necessary if you're intending to go forward, if you're intending to grow, and if you're intending to walk into what God has prepared for you. I love you. Have a good day. Bye.